money on such a ridiculous product.
Deadpool, you ready?
Yes, I agree with whatever you just said.
You heard it there, guys.
And we're back with our exclusive interview with famed zombie hunter Benjamin Franklin.
What up, what up?
Ben,
This is Rico and my main man.
Chris, and we got
Would you
Deadpool.
say that's good for the average working class family? As if I care.
And this is Popping Through Culture.
Guys, we got a full episode just talking about
Well,
Deadpool.
to make things up to you, you'll be going home with a brand new car.
Well, there you go, guys.
Car, and you'll get a car, and you'll get a car.
God.
Stolen cars for everyone. See you next time on DPTV.
Popping through culture, guys.
Let's get into what's going on with Marvel.
Yeah, let's dive into it. Right now we got Deadpool 3 wrapped.
Yep.
Right.
They're done filming.
Yep.
There's gonna be a lot of cameos. Well, first of all, one big thing that I'm kind of fancy about, on the fence about, is they're not gonna do any reshoots. Whatever is there, is done, deal. They're gonna put some editing in, but they're not gonna go back and do a scene better or reshoot a scene, or it is what it is.
Well, I think it'd be hard to do because it's so close. I mean, it's gonna be supposed to be released in only a few months, so July.
Yeah.
How many months is that? We're February, March, April, June, July. 4 months away.
4 months away.
4 months away. I mean, to do a reshoot and then edit all of it, and then put it in, and then release it. I mean, that'd be a crunch and a half. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I did a con crunch last week, and I was stressful. So
Yeah, but like, I think it's crazy that they just ended it. They just ended the film. It's done, and then usually when they do a film, they wait and get it out next year.
yeah.
They're done shooting, and then they're, like you said, 4 months later, here it is. We're getting basically raw material. I mean, what other film did that? What other film wrapped it up in 1 year and filmed and debuted it in the same year?
Blair Witch Trials.
Blair Witch Project?
The Blair Witch Trial. The Blair Witch. Yeah, Blair Witch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of, it looks like it's filmed on a phone. So what are you gonna do?
It was filmed on the phone.
Oh, there you go.
So,
There you go.
but I mean, well, it's also Deadpool's more like street level. They're like more fighting. There's not. I don't think there's going to be as much CGI. There's not. They're not shooting off into space. There's no like magic involved. So, it's more practical shooting, which is easier to edit as opposed to like having to add in all the VFX and everything. I mean, really, you have to do the VFX for Deadpool's eyes, and then do the him making faces and stuff like that behind the mask. Outside of that, I don't think there's not that much. Like, if you think about the Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, how much real CGI was involved as opposed to opposed to maybe explosions and here and there. I'm trying to
Him
think
growing
about-
his limbs back.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's minimal stuff.
Yeah.
For a big studio to do all that stuff.
Yeah, I think in the first Deadpool movie, the only CGI they had was that big opening scene with him on the freeway.
Oh yeah,
that was it.
Well, that was
And
done.
Colossus.
Yes, and Colossus. Yeah, but I mean that whole scene with their cutting or whatever thing on the freeway scene, that was done prior to the actual movie because that was released and that what started the whole the fandom behind it. Like, oh my god, this is amazing, we need to make this. And,
Yeah.
and then there was like it was leaked.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, that's the whole reason why they're not going back for reshoots, because everyone, like, throughout this whole year and going into last year, you always see people sneaking photos or videos
you're gonna
of
get
filming.
that. You're gonna get that from any movie.
Well, but I think there's a lot of reasons because they didn't film in the studio. This was all filmed on location.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were in an enclosed area
Space.
with a set, you know?
Sure.
So, I don't know. Do you think they, like, how do you feel about all those, like, movies getting leaked? And is that something you look forward to, or do you try to avoid that,
Honestly, personally,
avoid looking at it.
Yeah, honestly, I try to avoid leaks or like do the speculatory like videos and be like, well, what do we think is going to happen, or let's theorize this. I'm very much the I'll wait to see the movie because you can theorize. I mean, we can go ahead and do it. We can theorize all the different things that are going to happen. But at the end of the day, when you go see the movie and you're like, nothing that you theorized happened, you're gonna be like, oh, they went that route. I'm like, then you're like all Debbie Downer. Why did you take that route? And like, people get all butthurt about it.
I don't know. Like, I like it because it hypes me up to look at the film.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can.
That's what trailers are for. I watched the trailer. I'm like, yes,
Yeah,
this is gonna be
but
amazing.
But the trailer always, I see a trailer and I'm like, oh man, like you said, this movie is amazing. Yeah. But then when I watched the film, it's like the trailer was the entire action scene in the whole movie, and now I'm let down because I'm waiting to see what I saw in the trailer in the film. And come to find out, it was all one scene, and that was that. So you showed me the climax of the film. You showed me the good parts, and now I got an hour and 48 minutes of dialogue.
Well, a lot of times what happens is for trailers, they wind up changing them. The trailers wind up being different from what actually gets released. Like in Endgame, when they had the lineup with like Steve Rogers and War Machine, and they're all lined up, and you're like, what are they looking at? Whatever. They took out one of the characters. So when you got to see it, it was like, wait a minute, you're like, you messed with us. Like, you freaking really screwed with us. They have a way of showing you what they want to show you. That's the whole point of a trailer, showing you what you want. They want you to see to be enticed to do it, but then they can always just change it for the movie. True. Because the trailers when they're editing a movie, they'll take bits and pieces. They're like, oh, we got this piece done, we'll put it together, and we'll throw it out the public. Mm-hmm. So while they're editing it, they're going to go back and then still add or change things. So then the final product, you're going to have something completely different, or somewhat different from what you've seen on the trailer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's my take.
That's your take? All right, that's his
Back
take.
to you, Rico.
All right, well, I am kind of, I like to, like I said, I like to look behind the scenes and Easter eggs. It's all the same to me. I'll still watch it anyway, even if I know how it begins, middle, and ends. I'll watch it just cuz. And what I found out, which I'm going to ruin or hype you guys up, in Deadpool 3, there's going to be a huge cast of cameos. Because I think my theory was right. This Deadpool 3 is going to be basically Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe. And there is rumor that Marvel is going to reboot the MCU. I don't know how they're going to do that, especially when they have a bunch of new stuff on their slate coming out next year. But I think this is not going to be a reboot, but they're going to cast out all of the old, and we're going to just look forward to the new. And Deadpool 3 isn't really going to have anything to do with the current MCU. It's going to bring back a lot of old MCU. And what I mean by that, obviously, we're going to see Logan. He's coming back. We don't know which version of Logan. We already know Logan died, but, multiverse. So we're going to get a Logan. You think Hugh Jackman's getting up there? He's too old to play Logan? I think he's always been too tall to play Logan.
Yes. I always thought he was too tall. Like, you have to do down shots for him as opposed to an up shot.
Yeah.
to shoot, Hugh Jackman. But he did his part. He did the part very well. Amazing. Everyone loved him. And he's just kind of synonymous with, like, Robert Downey Jr. to Iron Man. But I think there's room for other actors to take in. Like, I feel like Robert Downey is a very specific or very, like, it's like his character is Tony Stark. Tony Stark is Robert Downey Jr. kind of thing. Whereas Wolverine, like, Hugh Jackman isn't necessarily Wolverine. Yeah. Wolverine isn't Hugh Jackman. They're not synonymous. That's the word I was looking for. Like, we can put in another, big character, like, as in size wise, not like as in star power wise, but that would more fit the role and to be more comic accurate. Everyone, like the fanboys, are always worried about the comic accuracy of the look and everything. So I think we mentioned, one of the last episodes we talked about Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, I think Daniel Radcliffe, because he even said, like, oh, let's find the short guy.
I think Daniel Radcliffe. If I was to pick a perfect Wolverine, it will go between Daniel Radcliffe and the guy that played in, he was in Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the movie. It's
All right, we'll come back.
Right, it is a. Oh my goodness, it's a Mark Millar comic book, The Kingsman. The kid that played in The Kingsman.
Yeah, who does the from Sing 2? He was Johnny.
Yes.
Yes, the guy.
I don't remember his name.
The main
Sorry,
character.
I don't remember his name, but look him up. The Kingsman. What a great movie! I believe this.
Aaron Tarragon.
I think so. From England.
Yes, I know. I know.
Well, yeah. I think he would be another good one. He has a good build, right height, and he can play.
How tall is he?
Probably my height, 5'8".
Okay.
You know, and yeah, like I think that'd be a good thing for Wolverine. And, like I'm looking forward to seeing Wolverine, especially if you're gonna bring back the X-Men, which we know from the Marvels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we saw a Beast, so there has to be an X-Men.
Yep.
You know, who's gonna play? Who's gonna be the X-Men?
Well,
I
think
like that's a big cast. Are we gonna have no-namers? Are we gonna have A1 celebrities? How X-Men's like a good 10 people in the X-Men.
Well, I feel like well, it depends on the roster you're looking at. I mean, a gold team or blue team, you know, it depends on depends on which roster you're looking at, you know. But then you also have did this happen before or after Hellfire Gala? Because the Hellfire Gala, that's when they vote on who's going to be on the teams.
I feel like they're going to bring the X-Men to the MCU. It should be the Uncanny X-Men.
Okay.
You know, it should be not the X-Men red, black, blue, gold.
So what, we're looking at
here's a
Storm, Cyclops,
yes,
Jean Grey,
yes,
Beast,
yep,
Iceman,
Gambit,
Jubilee, Rogue, Wolverine,
of course, Wolverine,
of
and
course.
We got
Beast. Did we say Beast?
We said Beast. Now there's the 10th member can be, I would
Kitty
say
Pryde.
I was about to say 3 different people
Or Colossus.
4 different people.
Keep it.
Now for real, because we have now the extra, I guess you could say the plus 10th.
Okay.
Can be Kitty Pryde.
Nightcrawler.
It can be Nightcrawler.
See, the list just keeps growing.
Exactly. I mean, Uncanny X-Men is forever. It's like the entire Marvel, that side of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
But I think they should bring in because we already seen Nightcrawler. We've seen 2 versions of Nightcrawler. One, we good. We saw a young version of Nightcrawler, and we've seen the Sony version of Nightcrawler. Well, actually, they're both the Sony version of Nightcrawler. Yeah. Days of Future Past or X-Men First Class Nightcrawler. We saw that, and then we saw X2 version of Nightcrawler. So we don't need that. We got Colossus because Colossus is obviously in Daredevil.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me.
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
One more time.
Right? Deadpool. And Kitty Pryde. We saw Kitty Pryde. Ellen Page.
Or not Ellen Page anymore.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
Sorry about that. Elliot Page.
Get it together, man.
I'm all over the place today. I told you, like 2 Red Bulls and a lot of other caffeine.
Maybe next time 1 Red Bull.
No, it's always 2.
I did 1 on the way here.
I did 1 and then 1 when you got here. I had to. I don't know. I haven't had a Red Bull in like 3 days.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Caffeine's not a drug, but it can be abused.
Yes, don't do that.
But Mimic got introduced through the Saturday morning cartoon, and he was Wolverine's best friend.
Which Saturday morning cartoon though?
X-Men 93, 97. Why did I say 93? 97. Mimic. Yeah. Not Mimic. Morph. His name was Morph. Yeah. Yep. That would be cool to see him. He started out as a good guy, then he became a bad guy. And that would be a pretty cool way to bring in Mr. Sinister as well.
See Mr. Sinister on screen? That'd be cool.
Right? Like, I think it'd be pretty cool. But,
which, come to find out, recently in the recent comics, Mr. Sinister has clones, actual direct line of clones that that go out and to see. But that's another topic.
Right.
We won't dive too much into that. Anyway, so back into it. Cameos. So what do we got? We got Storm.
We got Storm Halle Berry.
So are we gonna have short hair Halle Berry or long hair Halle Berry?
I don't know.
Or
I don't know. We're gonna have
Goofy.
the Karen haircut.
Yeah.
Halle Berry. From what I heard, Halle Berry didn't really want to come back. She wanted to reprise that role because she feels as though she was underrated for that role. Which there's a lot of power and a lot of things you can do with Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And in X1, she had basically no lines. She was just kind of stood there. Her eyes went white. They got cloudy, and then she went away.
But then again, what was the last thing Halle Berry was in?
John Wick. She was in John Wick 3.
John Wick 3?
With the dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was her?
That was the last time I saw her.
And then, I don't remember.
And then like
I seen all 4 of them, so.
And then the last X-Men, it was like she didn't like human beings because human beings, non-mutants didn't like mutants, so she didn't like regular humans. And it was like that was the height of her on X-Men, and I don't feel as though they really did her justice. I feel as though, maybe Storm could have been introduced to the MCU a lot earlier. She's actually from Yemen, and then she goes and lives in Wakanda, and she actually becomes Black Panther's wife, and they have a kid together, which becomes Vibranium Man.
Well, Storm as a character is so big in the comics period. Like she's a much bigger character than she is in the, like you're saying, in the movies. She's like the head of the X-Men faction now, and in the comic books, where she's the head of Krakoa, right?
Yeah.
And she's they're in Mars, and then like she's an Omega level mutant.
Yeah.
So like to downplay her in the movies, they definitely nerf her in the movies, and definitely overshadow her with, especially having Hugh Jackman as the main character. Yeah, Wolverine was like kind of like the main headliner for the X-Men. Everyone was drawn to like having Hugh Jackman as Wolverine being like the main character, and to have it's hard to have so many characters in a movie and then not have one overshadow the rest of them. It's kind of like a hard balance to do that. I mean, to be able to balance those characters and those different people in there. So I mean, to bring Halle Berry back for it, like she's saying, I don't think it's absolutely necessary for her to be back. I mean, you could have brought back a Storm, and it could have just been another, like the younger Storm. Again, that goes back to the same question.
I like that version of Storm.
Yes.
X-Men Apocalypse. I thought she was badass.
Yeah, I thought she was badass. I like that.
With like the mohawk.
Yes. See, like that Storm. Are we getting that Storm?
I hope so.
Which brings us to the next part is we're going to be bringing back Professor Xavier, who died on 3 different movies.
Yeah, like 9 lives, man.
But
yeah,
which period of time are we talking about for the X-Men? Because you have First Class with James McAvee.
Yep.
Which I liked. I like him as an actor. Period.
Yeah, he's a good one.
You have that one. You have the main continuity of present timeline of X-Men, so X1, 2, and 3, which he dies.
Yeah.
In that one, and then you have Days of Future Past, and then you have an alternate timeline of Logan where he dies in that one.
Yep.
So,
also
what entry point?
Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, a multiverse. He dies in there. Ridiculous. He keeps just dying. So
just dying.
So at what timeline of period, what period of timeline are we jumping into with Deadpool to say we're going to be using these characters? So because if you're using Hugh Jackman, then that could be any one of those periods of time, because except for obviously it would be Logan. It wouldn't be too far to be Logan, because then he would be much older. So like any time between in like a 50, 60-year time period, you can jump into anywhere in the X-Men timeline to say, yeah, we're in there because Logan's pretty much around the same age. He doesn't age as quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a hunch. I don't know if you remember the last episode, like detail wise, the last episode of Loki. But what's his name? Mobius.
Yes.
He mentions this, which he will be in the new Deadpool film. Mobius mentions he's doing a file or some research on Earth 616, which is the canon Marvel universe for comic books.
Yep.
So, are we getting that version of the X-Men? Is that version of Hugh Jackman's Logan that we're getting? You know, is that version of Storm and Professor X that we're going to get? And also, was that version of Beast that we saw in the Marvels? Is that Earth 616?
Yeah, so if that's 616, currently Professor X can walk. So we're getting Professor X that walks?
Well, no. Earth 616, he can't walk. At least I don't. I wish they didn't.
He hates X-Men. Let's just.
I don't dislike X-Men. I just don't like what they do with their characters, man. like if you're gonna
So
Professor X,
Fall of X, House of X. Right now, he's walking. He has a cerebro on his head.
Yeah,
and he's walking because he was able to. The main storyline slips my mind right now, but he's able to. He gets his ability to walk again. So he's walking. He walks, and he wears cerebro on his head like a mobile unit. But are we? If we jump into 616, the current 616 timeline, he's able to walk. So,
well,
is he out of his chair?
Keep in mind, there's three different versions of X-Men comics out right now.
Which
you got Fall of X.
Mm-hmm.
You got the original X-Men, which is on issue 1 right now. And then you have X-Men. So, which X-Men is on issue 30.
Mm-hmm.
Fall of X is on issue 1.
Mm-hmm.
Original X-Men is on issue 1 as well. So, which version of that is 616? You know?
That's even the bigger question of everything, because you never know, because it doesn't specifically say on the comic book 616. How do you know?
The
because
first page.
Stories.
The first page is a summary of what's going on, and it usually tells you what issue. Like once you open the front page, you're gonna give a good summary of what this is, and that's usually when they'll tell you what Earth they're on.
Okay, but yeah, because I noticed that lately, new comic books.
Yeah,
I didn't do that before. It was just you just jump in and you're like, okay, where am I?
Yeah.
But new comic books that are coming out now they'll give you a synopsis of who are the players in the book. Who's died off or who's still alive kind of scenario, and they give you a letter from the editor kind of thing, and saying, okay, we're starting from this point going forward, and but I didn't notice that. I'll have to take a look at that. I'll have to keep an eye out for which Earth they're saying, because that's the same thing for all the other characters, like Immortal Thor, Amazing Spider-Man, is Amazing 616 or is Spectacular 616? So because they're their own storylines too, so which is the main continuity? So, if anyone knows, put it in the comments, please.
This is questionable. Jennifer Gardner, Elektra, is going to be in this Deadpool film.
Mm-hmm.
For what? Why? Does that mean
to make it relevant? Because he's supposed to be. I guess he's supposed to be jumping through universes.
Yeah.
So because if you're getting Elektra, you're getting that from Fox.
Yeah, so are we going to see Ben Affleck back as Daredevil?
I heard he's supposed to be back.
Well, no, I'm looking for... That's going to be cool to see he's huge now. And he was pretty big in Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
He was too big to be Daredevil. Mm-hmm. And he got bigger to play Batman.
Well, he probably, reduced... That's how actors do.
Yeah, that's true.
Down,
that's true.
It's kind of their job.
But, I don't think it... Well... I don't understand why they chose to go that route with Elektra. There's so many other cameos that you could have had. It's just the Elektra film, that solo franchise that she had, which was I believe 2 different movies.
2. Was it 1?
Was it 1?
I think it was 1.
It was 1 too many. Why? I know they're paying a homage to Frank Miller because he created Elektra, but I didn't feel like when they showed Elektra in the Daredevil movie, she had a big enough impact to make it out on her own. And then when they did, they completely rewrote her entire storyline. They basically used the name to sell tickets, and it wasn't Elektra. That was just a person named Elektra assassinating people and falling in love with the guy she was supposed to assassinate.
Well, that's what happens in the books. They fall in love with each other.
No, I'm talking about Elektra's solo film.
Oh,
the entire time, if she wasn't with the hand or with Stick, she was 100% by Daredevil's side, and then she did go away and do her own thing.
Okay.
But she had no allegiance to anybody. And in the film, she was a hired assassin that went around and just basically assassinated people until she got another phone call to get paid or to do it again. And
That's what we call a hard hand.
and then next thing you know, she sees these demons. And when did she get that kind of superpower? I don't recall Elektra having any kind of meta power.
I don't recall that part of the movie.
I keep it all up here, fans. Keep it all up here. And we're going to get Shatterstar. I am actually kind of looking forward to Shatterstar. I don't remember his powers to be specific, but I know he has a sword. He's in all white. He almost has almost like a Kim's Karate. Remember Kim's Karate? A karate dojo kind of helmet where it's just padded.
Oh, okay.
Like one of those old school football helmets.
Yeah, okay.
With long hair. And
Shatterstar. I know he has swords.
Yes.
He has. Oh, I think he was supposed to be in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, he
Yes.
was played by.
And they cut him off because they were like, oh no, he's not going to be good. And they wound up getting some other guys. And that's what they also had a cameo of.
But wasn't
Brad
the same
Pitt.
guy who did that? He was the same guy who either played in the new Mortal Kombat movie, or was he the same guy that played as in Shang-Chi?
I'm going to say Mortal Kombat. I don't really recall.
I think it was Mortal Kombat. I think it was Mortal Kombat.
I don't
yeah.
really recall, but yes, I do remember Shatterstar was supposed to be in there, but they were like, I think he couldn't make it or something like that. That was like, I got super excited when they were like, I'm like Shatterstar, yeah. But yeah, that's a cool character to have, and then that's where you also have the cameo for the 10th of a second of Brad Pitt when he flies up. And
I thought that was so cool. He just so happened to be on set. And he was like, hey, man, can I be in your film? He goes, yeah, no problem. What do you want to do? I want to die. And he goes, all right, cool. I got a perfect... We're going to have him get electrocuted. Brad Pitt, and then you never see him again.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing. That's what happens when you're friends with people in Hollywood.
Yep. Just jump into your movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't even get paid for it. He was like, yeah, I got nothing to do today. Let's die. by electricity.
Nothing but to die today.
We got Negasonic, teenage.
Oh, okay. You said something else.
It's Black History Month, man. Come on. It's not Megasonic. A lot of people get that confused. Or is it Megasonic? Am I saying it wrong?
No, nigga.
What you say? I planned that to happen. I bet you. I was fishing for that. Negasonic teenage.
What was that?
Nega, I can say it, brother. Negasonic teenage warhead. She's gonna come back, but she has hair this time. I liked her when she was bald and mean, but now she's not mean. Well, she's probably still gonna be a smart ass because that's just her personality. And who else? We're getting Blind Owl back. Deadpool's roommate, which in the comic book, she's an arms dealer. And that's where Deadpool gets all of his weapons by Blind Owl. Yeah,
Blind Owl.
We're getting Vanessa back. We're getting her.
The love interest.
Colossus, of course, and there's two special people that
Tom Hiddleston.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's what he wrote on the paper there. Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston. Yes. Tom Hiddleston. Oh yeah. Okay, Mr. Spellcheck over here. Yeah, Loki is going to be in the film, and apparently, yeah, and Miss Minutes is going to be in the film, and we all know how the last Deadpool movie he completely screwed up the time, bouncing through time, killing people, and now basically the Time Police is going to be coming after Deadpool. And how do you put it? You can't put him in time jail. What are you going to kill his variant? What are you going to?
Well, there's supposed to be variants of Deadpool because there's a leaked picture of
2 leaks
of the different Deadpools.
3 leaks. I heard of 3 different Deadpools.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, we get Shadow Deadpool.
I don't know
from X-Force when he's wearing the black suit.
No, we're not getting that one. We got that one in Deadpool 2.
We did. Or
it was a slight homage to that when he got blown up and his whole suit turned
black.
Oh,
that's what we were doing. Or there was the homage.
I'm pretty sure that one was that. But we're getting.
I think that was a bit stretch.
We're getting a kid Deadpool.
Kid Deadpool.
Yeah, we're getting Kid Deadpool. Don't remember his name, but I don't remember what movie he was in. But it's a kid version of Deadpool, and we're also getting a Lady Deadpool. I wish we got Gwenpool, but we're not getting Gwenpool. We're getting the same red suit with the ponytail coming out the top of her head.
Oh, is that why I've seen the go-arounds of the 3D print? I've seen a 3D print of it coming around, like Lady Deadpool.
And we're getting a dog pool.
Dog pool?
Yeah, Chihuahua with crazy eyes. It looks like a...
Like from Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah, with the tongue hanging out of his mouth. One of those guys.
Oh, like from The Mask. When he puts the mask on, his tongue...
No, we're getting one of those ugly dogs. They're so ugly it's cute. One of those dogs.
Okay. I hate those
Where,
dogs.
like, no hair.
My wife wants to show me the pictures of those dogs. I was
Goodness.
like, why?
Don't get those dogs.
All right. Anyway. And we getting Tobey Maguire.
Oh, wait. Yes, we are getting Tobey Maguire cameo. Which, okay, do you think it was a good idea that they chose to go Tobey Maguire? Or should they just did Tom Holland?
Well, I think because they're supposed to be killing off all the old stuff and then make all the MCU the canon universe. So it would make sense to kill off like the OG players. So that way you're recasting into the MCU. So it does make sense to bring Toby in as opposed to Tom.
Well, they're talking about bringing back Spider-Man. Make it a Spider-Man 4.
Yes, but that's with Spider-Man 4 with Toby or
No,
Spider-Man 3 with
Andrew Garfield. No, Spider-Man 4 with Toby, and then a Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then I think they're gonna. I personally think they're gonna debut that one of those two Spider-Mans. I think they're gonna debut it in Madam Web.
Would you want to see a live-action Miles Morales?
Yeah, but I want to see a. I want to see Miles Morales, but it's like where is he going to fit? Like we already got his uncle in Homecoming, Donald Glover.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, and he was supposed to play a version of Spider-Man.
Yes. He was supposed to be the Miles Morales.
And then we saw him in Spider-Man. What was the last Spider-Man with Miles?
No Way Home?
No, with Miles.
Oh, Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, we saw Donald Glover play as Prowler.
Yep.
In, the Spider-Man headquarters. Mm-hmm. So it'd be cool they brought him back to play that.
Yep.
And then, from there we can get a Miles after that. But where would he fit in this? Would he fit in Earth 1999? Or are they going to do it? Or would it be better to give Miles his own standalone movie?
Well, it would just be probably just a different universe. Same thing like how Venom's in a different universe. Venom's not part of the two previous Spider-Men. Mm-hmm. They're I think he's in the same universe. He's in the same universe as Morbius. Mm-hmm. It's Morbin time. I think they're along with Craven because it's all the Sony franchise. So that's a set universe. So I think your phone keeps clicking, and I'm going to throw it in the garbage.
I'm going to turn the sound
that
off
way.
That way. I thought I did. I turned my ringer volume down, but not my notification. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. So the Miles Morales is Sony too, right? Or is it Sony's Paramount? I mean, Miles is Paramount or Sony?
Sony.
So then it would probably be in that timeline. So where you would put Miles would be with Venom.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep.
That would be cool.
So if
would be cool.
Where you would fit him, it would fit him in with those characters.
What else we got? We got X-23 coming back.
Yes.
Original Laura Kinney. What's her name? Daphne King.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, she's gonna come back and praise her role as X-23, and I am looking forward to her savage ass. And she's
old. She's older now, so she'll fit as X-23.
She's gonna be awesome.
Yep,
she's gonna be awesome.
Excited to see.
And that kind of wraps up the whole DP.
Yeah, and that's all of episode 3 for Popular Culture. Shut up! All right, we got it.